Hey gamers, hope you had a good Crimbus. I did. I saw my nephew on Crimbus Eve. He looks like me when I was a baby, and he's a baby. And he accidentally left his dinosaur here. Don't worry, Oliver, if you see this 12 years from now, I will not destroy your dinosaur. This is his dinosaur. It is a cool dinosaur. He calls it a velociraptor because he is 3. I think it's supposed to be a Carnotaurus. I honestly don't know, but it might. The toes do make me think maybe it's supposed to be a velociraptor, or it's just like a fantasy dinosaur. Whatever, it's cool. He's gonna get that back. Don't worry, I'm not gonna steal from my 3-year-old nephew. But you know what I did do? I got a whole shit ton of minis painted over the past while, and I'm gonna show them off. Now this is a mix of all sorts of shit. This is old, shitty Magic the Gathering board game minis that I've had for years that I repainted as Martians. This is 3D printed fancy minis. This is repaints of pre-paints. This is toys. This is kit bashes, the whole fucking thing. So hopefully I can get this done. If you can't tell, I'm kind of tired because over Christmas Eve I spent the whole night. I was like, fuck it, I'm staying up all night. So that was a big part of why I got this shit painted. So first I will show the ultimate gamer moment. This is going to be a Simiax Legion thing. And these are the Bobokai, I don't know if they have a, I think they're called Prawlers? They're the Smilodon riders. And I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I wasn't certain how I was going to go with it. It's pretty basic, but, I just try and give the chimps each kind of different skin tones and try and make sure that they look cool. Now this guy, let's see, did each of these break a little bit? No, well, kind of. So this guy with the spear, his spear broke and I had to glue it back on. Luckily it worked. And then this guy had a sword. He had a big, cool-ass sword that fell, and then it got obliterated. And I didn't want to prime him again, and it would have been difficult to in this weather. So I just glued a little bit I had from a kit. I painted the bottom of the wound where the sword handle had been gold, and he's just holding like a golden tassel. And the paint is probably not the most secure there because it is it wasn't primed, but it looks fine for now and whatever. Tried to tie in some of the colors from other Simiax stuff, but really I just think these guys are bad fucking ass. I just think they're really fucking cool, and I'm correct. If you disagree, I hate you. Here is a Warcraft miniature of a troll that I painted up as like a... I'm going to give him snow. I know that's bullshit. I haven't given him snow, but I've been real tired. I get tired of stupid shit. But regardless, this Warcraft troll has been painted up. I hope he's a little spooky. There were some details on this guy that weren't painted on the original that are painted here. Like some of the metal stuff on his back wooden thing weren't painted before. Real simple paint job, I don't have trolls like that, so whatever. Now here is an old metal sculpt I bought, or someone bought for me at a local game store. It is a stereotypical Egyptian, or not Egyptian, like generic Middle Eastern sword dancer lady, which I don't know if that was ever a real thing. If it was, I don't think it was like this. I think this kind of comes from like Orientalist paintings from like the 17 and 1800s, where they would just be wrong about everywhere in the world and just put white people everywhere for some reason. So that's fucked up, but she's a cool character. She's got jade scimitars and she looks badass, so she's just that's just cool, I guess. Here is one of those Magic the Gathering figures. I believe I forget what these guys were. I think these are supposed to be some sort of interdimensional vampire Mad Max type guys. Ends up trying to give them like bone armor and have this green jade. And these guys are supposed to be Martians, basically. Painted them up as Martian, basically just random Martian raiders. This one in the middle is a kit bash. The head is from a Warcraft pre-painted Necromancer. The axe is from some Frostgrave kit. And I think the dagger hand is from Frostgrave Barbarians as well. Because I just had the torso lying around. Yeah, these guys are, I'm pretty happy with them. The figures themselves have very poor detail, really. They're not, like, detailed very much at all. Like, I got the whole box of a whole bunch of these guys for very cheap. It was extremely cheap. And, it's because of the quality. They're not very detailed, so I just try and give them a good color scheme. Good color scheme can make a mini that looks like complete fucking shit actually kind of interesting. Now, none of the rest of these look like shit, unless you want to count my kit bashes. But here is a toy. This is actually a really cool toy of, I think it's supposed to be an ostrich. Right, I always forget. It's an ostrich, right? Yeah. It's supposed to be an ostrich. I think I need like a lighter pink. I think I could probably mix one, but it's supposed to be. I tried to make it look like an ostrich. I do eventually want to make ostrich riding people. Specifically, there's a civilization in one of the sword and sorcery things I use as a basis for my D&D campaign, where they have like these small black dudes on Madagascar with this awesome, like, cement-pouring civilization of alchemists, and they have domesticated baboons, and they ride these giant, bad fucking ass ostriches. You're like, oh, an ostrich, that's stupid. Until it fucking tears your goddamn skull off. You're like, oh my god, do not fuck with an ostrich. They're kind of like cassowaries, they're bad fucking ass. I actually don't know where cassowaries are from. You gotta have people riding cassowaries wherever cassowaries are from in a fantasy setting. Otherwise, it's just offensive. Like, if I was from that part of the world, I'd be like, what the fuck? I don't know where they're from. I think Asia? Anyways, here's a Andromedan Vizier Reaper Mini that I have painted up as like a tall white alien, so like a gray alien, but they're tall and white. In my game, that makes them like usually hybrids of grays and related alien post-humans in the galaxy who have also mixed with the alien Nords, which are some, not always light-skinned, but some of them tend to be light-skinned, like magical good guy post-humans. They're mostly good guys. The ones, when you have another species of human, you have to make them as diverse as real humans, and you have to not make them all a bunch of white guys. If it's like 4 guys who got transformed into mutants in a cave, like 400 years ago, okay, maybe they're all like one skin color, but that would be it. Otherwise it just turns into racism. But I try not to be racist, so that's why you've got another post-human here. Not post-human, he's actually another species of human. From, it doesn't come up in the sculpt at all. This is just, I'm using it to represent the Cthulhu mythos, Clark Ashton Smith, Sorcerer Ibon. I'm probably not saying that right. If you know old Italian horror movies, he had a book in one of them. I don't know if he gets mentioned at all, but he's from like Cthulhu mythos, fantasy, and Hyperborea. And, I kind of envision the Hyperborean humans of those stories as being an earlier species of human and tie it in with some other similar stuff. And this guy is a Reaper Bones professor, got a Tau knife that I cut up a little bit, and Aztec head. He is a Martian Great Aztlan, which was one of the ancient civilizations where the Aztecs in prehistory, because obviously in fantasy you have prehistoric Aztecs, learned how to make spaceships, and they went all over. And this guy's a descendant of that culture, and he's a merchant of Mars. He's a merchant lord, and so he's a rich dude. So that's these guys. Pretty happy with these guys. I like weird post-human, weird paleoanthropology stuff. I just try and, when I use sources like the Cthulhu mythos, I try and, take the racism out of it. I just try and make it cool, Like, to me, the fact that, like, Neanderthals were a thing is fucking awesome, right? It's just based. Neanderthals are just cool. Now, we're going to get to the cavemen soon. In fact, they're the next thing after this guy. But this is a freaking, what do you call it? This is I guess you would say, here, let me just see if this, give me a second. Okay. This is a Song of Ice and Fire, Ironborn dude. Oh my god, that's not really focusing at all, is it? Okay, now it's focusing. Is that going to stay? Good. Yeah, and I just gave this guy, metallic red and green. The idea was that he will be a Tartarian. God, maybe I need to move this a little closer. Sorry if the video quality has been complete garbage, and I just didn't notice. I am a complete moron. Here, let me just I'm sure the video's going great. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Okay, that's probably, yeah, that's better. Okay, I found it. There we go. Okay. So this, oh, thanks, Teddy. That's my dog. He likes to scream. Yeah, so I'm using this guy as a Tartarian. Basically, in real life, that's a fake conspiracy theory. It's kind of like Atlantis, except it's like from the 1800s or something. Except it's not actually from the 1800s. It's just set. I don't know. It's weird. I basically re-envision them as late Neolithic, steampunk. Like, it's during our Neolithic, but these guys are like Central Asian, East European, and Siberian steampunk, basically, warriors. And so this guy, he's just a badass, probably nobleman. He does look a little Santa Claus-y, which is kind of funny. But yeah, he's just some dude from Tartaria who's gonna stab you and kill everyone you love. Now for the cavemen. And there are many cavemen. First are these people of the Dawnlands from Reaper Bones. Most of these cavemen are going to be from Reaper Bones. These are pretty cool minis. I don't like the child sculpt, but maybe I fucked it up in like priming or something. I like the focus. Is it going to focus? Okay, I got an idea. Okay, is it just gonna... There... Oh, no, not quite. Here, I got an idea. Okay, do that. Do that. Do that. Is that better? Please... Oh, I see, the keys. Get those out. There we go, okay. So yeah, these are just... In my game, they're going to be Homo erectuses. You can... God damn it! You can kind of see the Homo erectus lady has nipples, but that's okay. She can do that if she wants. It's the Paleolithic. Is this shit gonna fucking? Okay? There we go. So yeah, you can kind of see they're humans. They're just earlier humans. The ram skull I'd already cut the horns off of to make. Well, one of them was to make a worm guy, and I did, and then that guy got painted even. But then the basically the other one I think I lost in the pile of shame, but maybe I'll find it eventually. So yeah, these are just some cavemans, but these are only the beginning of the cavemans. These guys I have painted up as Neanderthals. So I tried to go with vaguely historical coloration, not like actually, right, to claim these Neanderthal paint jobs would be accurate is ridiculous. But, you know, these guys, I tried to make them like, you know, the Neanderthals are all sorts of different colors. Like I was saying with the having fantasy, different species of human, you can do it, just don't be racist about it. You know, and so Neanderthals came in all sorts of different colors, just like we do. But I think these guys were all repaints. I had painted them previously, and I just decided to redo it. I like these guys. I like his little green flame that he has. I was trying to make it a magical flame before, and I kind of like the, you know, I mostly used some cool metallics and mostly a lot of speed paints like before. I think these Neanderthals are cool. They're Reaper bones. And yeah, they are gamers. Now for some Conan minis. These are cool. So these guys are many that I have bought. Well, actually, I think one of these I've had for a long time and meant to paint, which is this guy, this Pict warrior from Conan. This is the Monolith board games miniatures, by the way. They're really cool designs. This guy's one of Belit's Pirate Queen, one of her African black guy guards. He's really cool. He looks badass and colorful. And this guy is a historical Pict figure. I try and tone down the kind of Native American stereotypes in the Picts in how Robert E. Howard put them. You know, you could argue, oh, well, it's cool because you can just treat them like a human culture, and it'd be cool to have like Iroquoians in the Europe setting instead of it just being like Europeans going everywhere and where do the Iroquoians go? And that's fair, but I like the idea that the Picts are like kind of degenerated humans, and the real Picts were Celts, and you know, if they're degenerated humans and they're white, but also all their names are Iroquoian, that sounds a lot like racist mound builder myth bullshit. So I just make them into white guys, and I just don't use the Iroquoian names because I just think that'd be kind of racist. You know, there can be Iroquoians in my Europe, that's fine, but you know, I mean, why the fuck not? Well, I mean, Africa's much closer than the Eastern Woodlands, but this Balit guard guy I really like. I like the colors I gave him. I initially didn't know how I was going to paint it. I basically just kind of ripped off someone else's color scheme. I mean, it's a pretty basic one, right? I just needed to know where the things were so that I wasn't mispainting it. But yeah, zebra hide, golden shield, and I just like this guy, and I like that guy. And the Picts, again, they look really screwed up in like a genetic sense, like maybe they're mutants. Like, that's the thing. I think if it's... You can have, like, monster humans if it's just not a racist stereotype. And, you know... Oh, be quiet. But yeah, this guy is Zogar Sag. He's one of the... Shut up, you bastard! I will destroy you. Don't worry, I don't actually hit my dog. That would be evil. It'd be like hitting a baby. But, you know, I ended up seeing halfway through painting this guy that the white that I had done as like an undercoat already looked pretty cool, and considering I wanted these guys to be mutants, and Zogar Sag already looked very different from the other Picts, I figured, fuck it, let's just give him like pale white skin. I just think that looks cool, kind of Frazetta-y, a little bit. Maybe not really, but a little bit. Now here are some other cool ones. We've got a Tusken Raider that was a pre-painted that I repainted. You've got another repaint of a pre-paint. This was I think it might have been a Dreamblade miniature. I'm not really sure, but I turned it kind of... I gave him blue skin, I gave him the... Well, I think he had kind of a bony armor texture, but I gave some green to it. And, you know... And then a little toy... I don't know if it's a gorilla. But a little toy ape that my late neighbor gave me before she died. So, I like these minis. I, of course, love Tusken Raiders. They're my favorite. And I did some nice highlighting on this that I wouldn't normally have tried. and I think it looks great. I actually didn't use... I mean, I'm almost certain I used some... How do you put it? I definitely used some... probably a lot of speed paints on the Tusken Raider. But I did also do some manual highlighting after, and I thought that made it look a lot better. You know, experimenting with it, how much effort I can put in while still having fun and not tiring myself out. You know, I just like these minis. They're cool. I think technically even the monkey here was kind of painted, but he was just like a gradient of like black to purple or something. Which is fine, but I wanted to make him look like a real monkey. Now is the onslaught of the Caesar Miniatures Rat Men. Basically, they're fake Skaven. These don't have any. Gunners. I don't think. Maybe they have like more boxes. Honestly, I fucking love painting these guys. I would love to paint more 15mm guys that are. Sorry, I'm just grabbing them all. That are kind of. You know, they're just fun to paint, and when they scale well with, you know, the 28mm stuff I actually do, then, you know, it doesn't matter what fucking scale they are, right? I use smaller scale trolls for Lord of the Rings from some 15 or 20mm or whatever. Sorry, my mouth is just dry. You know, I'll use miniatures from whoever if it works. So I'm just making sure I'm not forgetting stuff. So you can see these guys are also painted up as Martians, kind of as a bit of an allude to both the fact that the Jawas from Star Wars, I think in some old lore, are said to be kind of rodent-looking underneath their masks or whatever. And also the Isoki from Pathfinder, which has their own Mars-like planet. You know, these guys were pretty simple. I think one of these guys has red eyes, but most of them have green eyes. And, you know, the eyes weren't always very well, you know, added. I tried to go for, you know, these guys are kind of dirty looking, and they kind of, you know, the colors kind of blend together, but not like in a way where it's unreadable, right? You can see that there's different pieces of cloth and armor and shit. Here's the other ones. I really did paint a lot of these guys. I really want to know where those freaking, where the tiny gnomes that I bought from a French seller came from, because I want to buy more of those. I wonder if, like, they make a lot of those. Because if they do, that would be badass. I would love to paint more of those gnomes. Because to me, that's the size gnomes have to be in my setting for me to give a shit about gnomes. If they're just D&D gnomes, where they're like kind of dwarves, but not really halflings, but they're not like leprechauns, because that would be too cool, you know. Like, oh, my guy's a leprechaun. He shoots like rainbows out of his wizard staff. Like, that'd be funny. Right, but no, they're just, I don't like D&D gnomes. They're like, they're generic. I just don't like them. It's not that gnomes in sorry, my dog is a Hitler. He's the son of Hitler. Sorry. He's actually not the son of Hitler. He's just the reincarnation, you know. It's okay. Some people are the reincarnation of bad people, but they're good people, you know. So anyways, these are the Rat Men. I know, this is a shitty video, but I have to do it. Next, so finally we get to the kit bashes. Teddy, you will be elucidated. I don't know what that means. Oh, I see. You're just a bitch. Go away. Sorry to my viewers. I know I'm terrible at everything. And I'm not being sarcastic there. I'm actually pretty bad at everything. So this is another Tartarian. I kind of had the idea that kit bashing him, that he was sort of like a Tartarian Teddy Roosevelt, you know, sort of figure, where he's like this conqueror that, you know, maybe there's, I don't know, just kind of inspired by that, but not really. but he's like a Cossack, even though he's not. I mean, I'm sure this is not actually historically accurate, but this is accurate to the Cossacks in my game, because why the fuck not? You know, just tried to do a lot of good detail with him. Mix of Stargrave hand for the revolver, Oathmark horse, you know, Frostgrave barbarian body, and all sorts of shit, really. I mean, I think the hand with the hand probably came from something Frostgrave, but then the rifle probably came from Perry or fucking War Games Atlantic Afghans, the swords from Afghans. It's a whole bunch of shit, you know. This guy was a lot of fun. I want to make more Tartarians. I mean, I have made Tartarians. I just haven't painted most of them. Now for the lizard mans, of whomst, and the snake mans, because snakes is not a lizard, but they are all reptilians, and so that is what we are going to show you. If you don't like it, you will be sent to the Nether Realm. So these are some really cool snake men. These are Frostgrave. I like the colors. I was like making these bronze, and I thought, what if these guys have jade weapons? I thought that is neat. That was correct. It was neat. It's always neat, and if you don't like it, you're going straight to hell. There you go. So now here are, well, here I want to show you this. You know, just some, I tried to go for a quasi Egyptian, quasi-Aztec kind of feeling color scheme. You know, just a lot of gold and red and blue and green, obviously. Then there are the literal lizard men, for instance, the chameleon men, who I'm still debating if I want to give them a, oh shit. Still debating if I want to give them orange skin or not, because that was actually the intention, was that they would be orange to blend in with the Martian environment, because of course they are Martian chameleon men with jade and stuff. But I also made some Frostgrave, or not Frostgrave, War Games Atlantic lizard men with the guns. I think the lizard men with the guns is just cool. And I also kit bashed some of those with some Stargrave and some Perry miniatures to make Martian lizard man cartel members. This guy's got a flamethrower. This guy's got like a space K-47. That's not a very good joke, but it's all I've got. I'm dead. I'm dying. You know, I'm pretty happy with these. I like the lizard. Lizard is cool. And here is a Venusian woman. She is blue because she is from Venus. There are many humans on Venus, and some of them are blue, and some of them are just blue because of genetics and you know, mutations. But some of them are a different species of blue people. And that is this lady. But she is actually, she is going to go to Mars, and she's going to wage war, and she's going to kill people and stab them. So that's pretty nice of her. And finally, well, actually, there's two more categories. We've got first the, I don't know what these are going to be, Wakandans, because I've got Wakanda in my game, but it's called Wakanda because of a street in a nearby city that was called Wakanda, and I thought that's what Wakanda's called in my prehistoric game now. And so these are some badass black ladies. The two of them got crossbows. This lady in the middle is badass. She's going to cut you in half of her red orichalcum weapon. Of course, being that these are probably Wakandans, they also have vibranium, which I don't know what that does in Marvel lore. I will eventually figure it out, and then my players, if they play Wakandans, they can benefit from the vibranium Gungar status. But, you know, these were just, I just wanted to make it very colorful, very bright. I think I succeeded. Now for the final category, which is the Tartessians. Now, I attempted again, I think I've already shown some of my previous attempts to make Tartessian femboys in lieu of Lewis Spence's Atlantis theories about the Azilian culture and how they were man-Amazons. And, I semi-recently learned that that is tied to earlier ancient myths about femboy Amazons, but I will show the femboys last, because I'm semi-proud of some of them. First are the regular-ass Tartessians. Now, the torsos from these guys, and I believe the armor as well, actually comes from a Roman, basically who makes that again? Oh yeah, there it is. It's right there. A Gemma Miniatures made a plastic kit, very affordable one at that. You get a bunch of kind of Phoenician, Carthaginian soldiers who have looted Roman armor of the period of one of the Punic Wars, and they're going to fight Rome with the elephants and shit. And that's basically this armor, right? It's a mixture of Phoenician and Carthaginian and Roman armor of the time, which I think the shields, I believe, are from an Iberian guy, except for this guy. He's got Warlord Games orc arms for some reason. Maybe he's got a little bit of cave troll in him. But the heads are from an Iberian Victrix kit, which I'm really glad I got. I'm glad I got the Iberians. I like the design of... The design is real people, but I like the look of Iberian stuff. I think Tartessos is cool. And when I learned that Lewis Spence thought that the Minoan femboys were Atlantean, Azilian, Mesolithic gay pirate men, I was like, that's awesome. I gotta add that on my D&D. He didn't make the gay thing. He just thought it was like a cultural misunderstanding. But I prefer the femboy thing. Now, we're not to the femboys yet. There is one last regular-ass Iberian. Now, this guy, his head is actually a Spartan head. His shield is an ancient Greek shield from God knows what kit. And then his plume, I have no fucking clue where his plume is from. So this guy is supposed to be more like a generic ancient warrior, but I decided this guy's not Bronze Age. And because his torso and his armor is from the Victrix Iberian kit, I don't know where his hand... I don't know where his arms come from, but the torso and legs are from an Iberian kit. I decided, he's a Tartessian, fuck it. He's just got, Spartan armor, and his head looks Spartan. Maybe he's part Spartan. Maybe some Spartans decided to join the side of gay Atlantis pirates. And then here are the gay Atlantis pirates. Here are my attempts at making femboys in Kit Bash. This one I'm most proud of, but they're alright, Now, one of these isn't... you could argue he's a femboy, but not exactly. Kit Bash of all sorts of weird, unrelated cultural shit. Guy on the left, and what I usually do with the femboys, the guy on the right just has one of those Agema Carthaginians looting Romans helmets. But again, I tried to use Iberian shields from the Victrix kit, and guy in the middle has the torso and I believe even arms of the Oathmark Revenants kit, which looks like Bronze Age Northern Europe. I don't know how that would differ from Bronze Age Iberia, but I don't care because it's obviously orichalcum, so it may very well be Atlantean, or maybe it's reforged. And, the guy in the middle, or on the right, sorry, his torso is just kit bashed to different things, including, was it Warlord Games? Yeah, Warlord Games Woodland Indians. Just because I thought, if you just, I don't know, it works. So, I'm kind of happy with these, Obviously, the neckline is not great. That's why the other femboys I made after this, I tried to cover up the neck scene, because I think it kind of distracts from how the miniature is supposed to be, and also the arm scene. But the guy on the left is a mix of Sudan stuff, Battle Sisters. He's also got a headdress from that same Eastern Woodland American Indian thing, and all sorts of bits from all over. So yeah, that's all the shit I did. This took forever, but hey, hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.